And one of our favorite segments here is right now, Tuesdays with David Goldstein from Biltmore Loan. You guys really give us a great response when he's here because he brings incredible things. Maybe things you have around your house as well, and art is one of those that a lot of folks come in. Maybe they don't have any more use for it, or maybe they just want to know the value, and this watercolor is gorgeous.
There's numerous reasons. I mean, they could be relocating, they could be redesigning their home and changing their styles and that type of architecture. This is somebody that brought in who's an art collector and has quite a few pieces of art. And this is a O.C. Seltzer. He's a Danish artist who moved from Denmark to Montana in the 1890s. And it was right after the cowboy and Indian wars in Montana, so he was very influenced by the Western culture. What's really fascinating about him is that when you look at this painting, it's a watercolor, not an oil. And when you look at it, his strokes are so thick that it looks very much like an oil painting.
It does, and it's so heavy. That's why we put it on the couch, because we didn't want to risk it tipping. But it's, I mean, just the frame itself is
the reason for that
gorgeous.
is that's museum quality glass over it so that you won't affect any of the watercolor, which is one of the things you'll notice about watercolors versus oils is watercolors are covered by glass where oils are left open.
And a lot of people go to auctions, and his work comes up quite a bit on the auction block.
What's interesting is O.C. Seltzer is how he signs it. His name was Olaf Seltzer, and he was working on the railroad for about 30 years and then got commissioned by somebody, and this was to do many paintings. He did about 2,000 paintings, which he's had hundreds of auction results, a very big following of collectors. And his paintings can go anywhere from $10,000 to $150,000.
Get out of here.
Yes. Interestingly enough, in this particular painting, this was somebody that did not want to sell. They're a collector, and we loaned $8,500 on this painting. He was looking for $10,000, and this is a painting that we think is going to bring somewhere between $12,000 to $18,000 at auction. If it were to go to auction, but he has every intention, this was a loan, of getting this back for his collection.
Well, explain what that is, because so many people don't understand what that means. So I can bring you something, and I just need to maybe have a little bit of a loan, give me a little wiggle room until I can get maybe money that's coming to me. How does that work? What's the difference between you loaning me some money versus me giving you an item that I own?
Now, that's a great question, Susan. You know, we're asked that often, and what we do is we can loan anywhere from a minimum of 60 days 90 days, and then it gets renewed as often as you'd like. And basically what we do is we hold this product, we give you the cash instantly, and you're able to redeem this at any time. And unlike pawn shops, their goal is to loan as little as possible and hope that you default. Ours is to loan as much as possible and do everything we can to facilitate that you get it back, which is much more the banking philosophy. And that's why when somebody comes to us with this, we're going to do everything we can in our power to make sure that this gentleman gets this back in his collection. And that's why we'll pay a little bit more for it, because it's a well-known artist, and we believe that it would be an easy sell at auction. And more importantly, we want to get him as much money as he needs.
And I love the fact that they do their research. I mean, you're not just giving us what you think it's worth. You're actually going to do some research. You're going to check out the artist, and you're going to make sure that I'm getting what is owed to me.
And what separates us most is, if you think about it, if you had this painting on your wall, where would you go if you needed $8,000 to $10,000? You can't go to a bank.
Right.
You can't go to a pawn shop. You can't go to art dealers. Basically, art dealers don't have the capital, pawn shops don't buy art, and banks don't look at art. So we're kind of a unique niche that lets people find those unique things that we'll put a value on and try to facilitate a loan or purchase on.
All righty, well, this is our Tuesday guy, David Goldstein. If you've got something around the house, maybe in your garage, under the bed, in the closet, you name it, in your jewelry box, you want to know what it's worth, snap a photo, send it to David and his team at info@biltmoreloan.com. That's where you send the pictures. They're going to give you a call, or you can call them at 480-991-LOAN. Appointments are required. Visit them at biltmoreloan.com. You can also go to Facebook at facebook.com/biltmoreloan. And we have one more item right after this.